Welcome back to the Swing Trade Blank for a Living. In this video, we're going over the ETF QQQ, where I'm going to go over the best strategies for this stock, some characteristics you need to know, and how to actually profitably trade QQQ over and over and over. Now, I really love ETFs. If you haven't noticed, in this series, we covered SPY and we covered XLF already. I love ETFs because they're consistent, they're automatically diversified. If for some reason you can't sell, they are good to hold long term. And also, they offer the ability to do other things. For instance, they typically have a lot of options volume if you want to do covered calls against your portfolio. And not only that, they allow for leverage versions of this. So for instance, when I talk about buying this, you can also buy a leveraged form and make way more money. Now, again, that also increases your risk. So again, you can play it safe by using QQQ, or you can play it more risky to make more profit by using a leveraged form like TQQQ. Anyways, getting into the video, what do we need to know about QQQ? As always, we're going to start off with support and resistance. So support is where the stock has reached a high up before and topped out. As you can see here, this is a resistance level because we reached a high and we topped out there. Here is another resistance level because we reached this high and we kind of topped out. Here's another resistance level. We reached this high and topped out. And then support levels are going to be where the market has bottomed and then bounced at. So here is a level. Again, we can kind of extend this one out because why? The stock bounced there. As you can see, old resistance becomes new support. That's kind of how this works. Here's another support level where the market has bounced before. So these levels help us understand where the market is going to have strength and where it's going to have weakness. So again, as you can see here, we had weakness here. Then we started crashing. We knew that support was coming in at 340. Why? Because that was prior resistance. Anyways, that helps us do our first step, which is understanding the levels in this stock or the levels of this market. The next step we need to do is assess trend and assess direction. So again, for that, we use a 200-day moving average, which is quite simply just a moving average line. So again, you can add this to your TradingView platform or any platform, whether that's Yahoo Finance Broker, whatever, by adding the moving average, going to settings and making it a 200 period. And so that's typically how this works. When the stock or when the ETF is above this line, the market is bullish. When it's below, it's bearish. And so that kind of helps give us an idea of where this direction is going. It also acts as a support and resistance level. Anyways, what are some things we need to know about swing trading QQQ? Well, the first thing we need to understand is that just like SPY is Doji candles at key levels are very important. So again, here is an example of some Doji levels at a key level. So here was an all-time high level. A Doji candle was formed, a strong red candle, and then we kind of had some consolidation showing that, hey, we're probably pushing down. And now another example here where we had a Doji candle at this resistance and we started pushing down. So again, this shows that Doji candles at key levels do play an important characteristic. Here's a Doji red candle. It shows that there's just some indecision and support coming into play here, as well as some resistance happening at the upper point. So again, here's a great example to the downside, right? Where we got, where we know that we're kind of drawing on support here. We form this Doji candle. We have a strong green candle that's indicative that, hey, we're actually starting to reverse this trend. So anyways, as always, Doji candles near support and resistance are going to be very, very important. Also with SPY, this works as well because it is an ETF. This QQQ tracks the NASDAQ index, which is also a future in the NASDAQ futures. And since this is a future, what works well with it is known as the Moving Average Convergence Divergence, or MACD. Again, this can also be added on almost any platform. And what we're looking for is we're looking for a divergence between the high levels of the stock chart and the levels on the MACD. For instance, here you can see that if I draw this right here, the highs kind of stayed the same, but these lows dropped. And that shows a divergence, right? There's a difference between the direction of the line between the stock and on the MACD, which is indicative, especially since we're at this reversal or at this high of a reversal. And that's how we kind of have that sell-off. Now, again, this happens on many different levels as well. We can check and probably find some other ways. Again, the best levels to swing trade QQQ on is for each candle represents 1 day and each candle represents 1 hour. So when we come down to the hour, we can definitely find a lot of these MACD plays and kind of help learn from there. Here's an example of a smaller reversal play. You can see here how the lows are getting lower and then the MACD is actually kind of picking up here. And that shows a reversal. And again, you can kind of get in with your risk low and trade that back up to the upside. So again, here's a great example. Here's another example of this little downside movement where we have these going up and then this coming back down, showing that, hey, we're at a resistance point and we're coming back down, and we kind of have that move back down to the downside. So anyways, this is a great example of using MACD on a ETF, because ETFs, especially ones backed by futures, work extremely well. Anyways, guys, these are some of the characteristics and the best strategies for swing trading QQQ. As always, my favorite one is a trend trading approach, which is finding the trend and buying in. The Impeccable Stock software helps you do an amazing job at this by doing the math, understanding where the trend is on the stock, giving you the best levels to buy at, where your take profit should be, where your stop loss should be, what your risk to reward is, and also showing you how much money you can make a year. The beautiful part about QQQ is you can make about an 18% return a year. That's insane. That's literally 3x the market average or 2x the market average. That's awesome. Not only that, again, if you do the compounded returns, it's about a 24% return a year. You can see past performance, see if this is a type of stock that you want to trade, and you can see based on the alerts of the software and trend trading how it's performed in the past. So again, this is an amazing stock if you want to generate some consistent income, want to beat out the market, and just do well. Again, this software is one of the best in the market right now, rated by Benzinga for swing traders. I highly recommend you give it a try. It's a 7-day free trial, linked in the description below. A completely free trial, no credit card required. Check it out. Don't miss out. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this series, smash the subscribe button because we have another video coming on Bank of America.